So we're gonna do another Q&A. I'm just really bored and I have nothing to do. So anyways, we're in the girls' playroom right now, so it's gonna be kind of loud because they're pretty loud. First question. What is your preferred toy manufacturer? The girls have so many toys, I can't even deal with them. We literally have probably like 10 buckets of toys in our garage that they don't even play with that we just need to get rid of. But my all-time favorite toy person would probably be Melissa and Doug. I feel like they have such cool stuff, and it's like mostly learning stuff, and then there's like just other really cool things that like I would have never thought about. What is the most difficult challenge or health issue that any of your children have faced? My kids have all like not really had anything wrong with them. Peyton recently had she has this tooth that is 2 teeth formed together, and then it split, which they told us is super rare, like that doesn't happen. So they're gonna have to pull it next week, and that's pretty scary for me just because since she's so small, it'd probably be traumatic for her to like be held down and have a needle in her mouth, so she'll have to be put to sleep, and that's really scary for me. Do you think it's easier to be a mom or a dad? I think it's easier to be a mom because I feel like most moms have just like mom instincts, and most of the time people always rule in like the mom's favor even if they're wrong. Not that that's a good thing, but I just think it's easier, like I just feel like moms have it easier than dads. Are your children alike? No, they are not at all. Peyton is really hilarious. She's, ever since she was a baby, she's literally just been really funny. Like all the time, she just says like funny stuff. And then Nova, when she, up until like recently, she was like so sweet and just like really calm and just like quiet, like she didn't really express herself. Now she has turned 2 and she is pretty dramatic and always needing attention. Yes. Yeah. She's just learning. Emily is just like a baby. Like she's just seems like the perfect little baby right now. I don't know how she's gonna be when she's older. Wade, did you find best to potty train? Honestly, we just took away the diapers, like just completely. Like we didn't like wean. It was just kind of like you don't have diapers anymore. Like you have to pee in the potty. With both of them, it was so easy. So yeah, I've never had like a bad experience. Are there things that you miss about life before kids? Honestly, no. I really honestly can't think of anything. Like everything that I did before I had kids like doesn't even seem fun to me anymore. Like when I try and have fun without my kids, it's like really hard. Like I'm just thinking about them and like having really bad anxiety, and I don't know, it's just really weird. Do you wish you would have waited to conceive? No. When I had Peyton was like the perfect time for me, at least. Like if I didn't have Peyton, it would be so weird. Like you can probably ask anybody that I know. When I first found out I was pregnant with Peyton, that's all I talked about all the time. Like that's literally all I thought about until I had Peyton, and then Peyton was still, I mean, everything. Like I always just think about her all the time. How did you feel the first time you held your baby? Well, I was like so over being pregnant when I was pregnant with Peyton, like at the end, because I was just really big and just disgusting. And so when I held Peyton for the first time, like when she was born, actually with any of them, I never cried. Like I just still think that's kind of weird because like I don't know. I've never cried because I was happy. Like I just cry when I'm sad. But so like I didn't cry. It was just like the coolest thing ever, thinking like, wow, like I made this and I waited for this forever, and now she's finally here. And plus she was really cute, so that was a plus. Like if she was ugly, I don't know. Did you always think that you would have kids? Yes. I always wanted to have kids. I actually wanted to have 5 kids. 4 boys and 1 girl. I just knew that I would be like a young mom. Not necessarily like a teen mom, but just like a young mom. Like I always just wanted to have kids early, so I wasn't like super old taking care of them. What's your dream home? My dream home is a farmhouse with goats, pigs, maybe a horse, a bunch of cats, and Colin wants to get a monkey eventually, so that's our dream house. It's like a bunch of land with a bunch of goats and pigs and monkeys and farm animals. And I really want it to be small. Like I don't really like big houses. Like 2 stories, I don't like 2 stories. Like I just want like a small, like easy farmhouse. What's the easiest part of your day? Easiest part of my day is probably in the mornings. The girls are just like really good in the mornings, and they just wake up and kind of relax for a minute, and then they want to eat breakfast, which is super easy. You can just make them cereal or oatmeal or whatever, and then they kind of just relax until they want to play outside, and then that's when it starts getting crazy during the day. What would you do if your child got into a fight? Well, it probably depends on how old she is, but right now, Peyton has been bullied several times, and she is more of like, she doesn't like fighting back. She just kind of like cries and gets really upset, and so I would probably really hurt somebody. Like, the other day we were at Chick-fil-A, and my niece, they were all playing in the little play area, and she came out and she had like a huge mark on her neck, and then she was like bleeding on this side of her neck, like somebody had like grabbed her forcefully around the neck. And I was like, who did this to you? And she like told me, the little boy that was in the playroom still. And so I'm like talking to Colin, I'm like, that is crazy. Like, it was really intense for a child to do to somebody else, like for no reason. So I was like, Colin, do I tell his mom? Like, do you think I should tell his mom? Like, I would want to know if my kid was doing that to somebody else. So I walk over and I'm like, hey, I just want to let you know that like your kid did this to mine, and you know, she's bleeding, and I'm not sure why he did it, but I thought I should let you know just so it doesn't happen to somebody else's kid. And she literally looked at me and was like, okay, I'm sure she's fine. I'm sure they were just playing. And I'm like, bitch, did you not see her neck? Like, she is not fine. So it really annoyed me, and so like I went and I just sat down, and I was kind of like, it was just so weird. I was like, why would you be reacting that way? Like, you should have been like concerned for my kid. Like, oh my god, is she okay? Like, let me go get my son. And anyway, so then like 10 minutes later, she finally like walks up with her son, and like she's like telling him to apologize, and he's like smiling like he thinks it's funny. Like, it's not funny. And then she leaves, and I'm like, he probably does this all the time, because there was no discipline and no like telling him like, hey, you're wrong. Like, that's great that he tried to apologize or whatever, but laughing about it isn't funny to me. Like, it made me so mad. What was the first thing you wanted to do when you were no longer pregnant? The first thing I wanted to do right after I had all 3 of my kids was lay on my stomach. Like, I sleep on my stomach. It's so comfortable. So the first thing I wanted to do was literally just lay on my stomach. And after I came home from the hospital, I just plopped down on my bed, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So that was the end of our Q&A. I'll probably be making another video soon. So definitely stay tuned. Peyton, Nova, say bye. Bye.